Alright, first off, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom. Brother Iowa from the GMS Jamaica camp. And just want to do a short lesson. I'm going to call this one the similitude of Abraham, or Abraham's similitude, right? And it's a funny thing how the Lord always have a way of showing you things before him do them, right? And let's show that Abraham basically act out what the nation of Israel they're gonna do, which basically in future seed, right? So just want to make this short and spicy and just bring it out. This is Genesis Salakia, Genesis 12 verse 10. It says, and there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt, sojourned there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And the land that the famine was in was in the land of Canaan, right? And when they made it, the same thing happened with the nation of Israel, right? And where them go? Them go Egypt because Joseph they store up food at Egypt, right? But we soon get all them scriptures, but just to show, say, hey, the Lord, the Lord, I guess I can say, the Lord have a good sense of humor, right? This is verse 11. It says, and it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt that he said unto his wife, behold, now I know thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, this is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive, right? So basically, yeah, them going to Egypt and ever and whatever, right? Um, yeah, verse 14 it says, and it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, that the Egyptians beheld the woman that she was very fair, and the princes also of Pharaoh saw her and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abraham well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen, and his asses, and men servants, and maid servants, and she asses, and camels. Right? So him gonna go Egypt and him get a whole heap of great substance. Right? And Yahweh plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abraham's wife. And also on a spiritual level, Israel are the wife of the Most High, right? And Pharaoh they have the Most High wife. I never want let her go, right? Even though in Exodus he used the similitude of a son, but it interchangeable, right? And Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is it? What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? And why saidst thou, she is my sister, so that might have taken her to be my wife? Now therefore thy wife take her and go thy way. And Pharaoh commended his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that he had. Right? So that them basically them send him away. Right? Them push them basically them go and the same thing happened with Isaac. Right? And so when I made it, it's just a wonderful thing. Now it is Genesis 15 verse 12, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Right? So that basically that is basically explanation, well, be some from where you can say the most I tell Abraham or Abraham at the time what happened to the nation of Israel, and he basically play out that he never tell him say exactly Egypt, but him actually play it out, right? Now this is Genesis 42 verse 5, and the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, which is in Egypt, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. Right? Genesis 45, verse 4. And Joseph said unto his brethren, this is after he revealed himself, said, Come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your younger brother, whom he sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that he sold me hither, for God did send me before you to preserve life. For these 2 years have the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in which there shall neither be ear nor harvest. And God had sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. All right, and it tells us them have a great deliverance. And so now it is not you that sent me hither, but God, and he had made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Haste thee and go up to my father and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, Go, Salakia, God had made me Lord of all Egypt, come down unto me, tarry not. And thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children and thy children's children, and thy flocks and thy herds and all that thou hast. Right? And you know that after Joseph did and everything, fear arise, a different fear arise up and everything, and him start serve punishment. As a matter of fact, might as well just get that. Exodus 1, verse 8, it says, Now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, and he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when they falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. So basically, it's going to how them start enslave Israel and everything, right? But as the last part of Genesis 12 show you that um, Genesis 12 verse 17, and Yahweh plagued Pharaoh and his host with great plagues because of Sarah, Abraham's wife, right? And we all know about the 10 plagues, right? Just a small excerpt from the website bibleinfo.com, right? God's purpose in sending the 10 plagues upon Egypt was to convince Pharaoh to set the Hebrews free and allow them to worship God. Unfortunately, Pharaoh did not let the Hebrews go free, and Egypt suffered extreme devastation because of the 10 plagues. There was not much left in Egypt after the plagues and the parting of the Red Sea, right? And it tells you the 10 plagues, the water turned into blood, the frogs, the lice, flies, livestock are dead, right? The boils, the disease, the hail, locusts that eat off the plant, darkness, and also the plague here were very, very, very interesting plague. Now, this is Exodus 12, verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight Yahweh smote all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. Right? So this shows you even Pharaoh house get plagued. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people. Both ye and the children of Israel, go and serve Yahweh as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, and as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, Verse 35, and the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptian jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Right? So then basically just get trust them out of the land, just like how it telling at Genesis 12, say how Pharaoh commanded this man concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that he had. So then basically, leave. You see me? Too much things are going, and it's just we just show say how the most I give Abraham a hint of what the him seed ever go through, the promised seed was about to go through or was supposed to go through, right? So even act it out, right? So hope your brothers were edified. Once more, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. Shalom.